Hello everyone, I hope everybody's doing well at home. I'm going to continue with our Pixlr review. Today you're going to be cloning from a graphic into your graphic. So we're going to be cloning. Here's the assignment. As long as you do it before Friday, April 24th, you get full credit for this assignment. It should be fun and easy assignment. We've done cloning in Photoshop before. In fact, it uses almost the identical icon in Pixlr. Looks a little bit different, but not much. So I'm going to have the instructional video right here and the link to Pixlr. I recommend you having the video and Pixlr open at the same time so you can pause it if you need to and then do your work. All right, I'm going to jump right into Pixlr and I'm going to open up another stock image. Here are the three images or graphics that we've already done. I'm going to do a stock search and I'm going to search for, and I want you to search for, the words bird on. So when you do a stock search for bird on, you should get a lot of actually several different bird images, but I want you to find one bird on particular image. If you scroll down, you're going to see this little guy right here with a clear blue sky that we're going to clone several times on that cable right there. And it's the picture from Werner von Breuning on Unsplash. If you don't see it on the first selection, just keep on loading more until you see this little guy by himself. So I'm going to click on him to open him. Remember, we always want to go with the web size, apply. And the clone tool, again, it looks like a stamp tool right here, and looks very similar to what we used in Photoshop, so it should be reviewed for most of you. It's just a matter of refreshing your memory. Right. Remember, your options up over here on the top correspond to whatever tool you have selected on the left-hand side. So my clone tool has these options up here. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. And I'm going to work in my background. Remember, Pixlr works a little bit different. It's locked, but I could still draw on top or erase. This lock just prevents you from moving the entire image. That's what that lock does in Pixlr, as opposed to a locked layer in Photoshop where you can't draw or do anything on top of it. It would need to be unlocked. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to my clone tool. You have paint and source. I haven't designated a source yet. I want to set up my brush first. So I'm going to click on my brush option. And I'm going to go ahead and make this a 500. For the first line, I'm going to select this 500 one. Nice big area to clone from. And for the softness and a step, we've talked about that before in Photoshop. Go ahead and put that at 0% and the step at 0%. I recommend you doing that for this particular assignment. So the only thing I've changed is the size in that first option of brushes. I went to the maximum right here. You could go more, you could increase it a lot more, but 500 will work for that little guy right now. And again, decrease the softness and step to 0. All right, click off of the options on the left-hand side, or you can click on source. Now we're going to pick up the source that we want to clone from. Right. I forgot to show you this alignment tool right here. This alignment, I'll show you what it is. It's going to clone to the right. I'm going to move that over to the left in just a little bit, but yours should be pointing to the right here. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and click about right here and see how big that circle. I'm going to click and hold down my mouse, and that does a pretty good job of getting most of that little guy here. All right. So if you accidentally clicked right here for the source, let me go back to the source. If you clicked over here, notice that it'll cut off the tail. If you need to source it again, just go back to your options, click on source and say, okay, I want to source clone from this point right here. And let go. And now it automatically switched for you to paint in Pixlr. You can go ahead and go right here next to that bird on the wire and click on them, and it matches that cable. If you don't click on the wire, if you click a little bit off of the wire, the cable won't line up. It'll be a little bit above or below. So go ahead and line it up with the cable. Make sure you're not overlapping. Going right, left of that little bird, and then clicking on them. It does a pretty good job of lining up that cable. You can Control Z or Edit Undo or go back into your history if you mess up to open the image or the previous clone, and then just try it again. Line it right there. All right, not bad. So I want you to put at least 3. You could do more, but at least 3 birds on there. That would be the original and 2 cloned images. Now, there's another technique that you can use if you find that one-click method is not working for you. You can also go ahead and say, okay, I want to go back to my brush tool. I want to clone from the left right here. And now when you pick your source, actually to do this method, you're going to have to decrease it to, let me start at 70. Okay, 70, because we don't want it that big, because I'm going to show you what this method is going to do. Notice that the selection is going to be much smaller. I'm going to go to source, and now I'm going to click right on his eye right here, and notice that I move this over here to the right. I mean to the left, I'm sorry, all the way to the left. I rotated it to the left. Source, and I'm going to click on his eye one time. Okay, that is my source clone. Now I can move over here to the right-hand side, and it's going to go ahead. If I click and hold down, notice what it's doing. It has a black bullseye and a white bullseye. The black bullseye is what it's cloning from. So if I'm clicking and holding, it's basically drawing that or cloning that bird on the right from the left. All right, and I'm just click, hold down, and just kind of painting with that black bullseye to show up where I want it to. Okay, I'm looking at that black bullseye, but I'm controlling that white. Well, actually, they're kind of in sync with each other, but that's where I wanted it. Now I could do another one right here, and guess what? It's going to copy from or clone from the original source that I took, which is this guy right here. So if I do it again, right here, notice where it's sourcing from that original source, and I can go ahead and put them right there. Same thing over here. If I click on the original source, and this one, I kind of went a little bit lower on this one, but still, oops, too much. Let me try it again. Okay. All right. So those were 2 techniques of cloning. You could do either or both methods if you want. I got 6 birds. One is the original. You could tell we would have to clean up this little bit right here, but that's okay right there. That's pretty good. All right, so at least 3 birds. One is the original, this is the original, and then 2 cloned images. Once you finish your cloning, go ahead and remember, you could always go back and resize your brush, changing what you need to, source it anytime you want to, and then when it's once you source it, it'll go to paint where you can start painting. Once you get your graphic just the way you want, go ahead and do a file, save, and go ahead and name it cloning. That's what we're doing, and leave all the other options as the defaults. Go ahead, cloning, and download. It'll go into your download folder where you can go ahead and open it up, show in folder, and then drag the cloning assignment into your Google Classroom and turn it in. All right, again, it just takes a little practice. We've done this in Photoshop, takes a little practice, but it should look pretty realistic using the cloning tool and adjusting your brush sizes the way I showed you. Again, have fun with it, and I look forward to seeing your cloned birds.